think about it, there's not one really other main regular, apart from the sports report, there's not one main sporting report that you get on TV. So we're in a pretty unique position with 10 there, and we've just been doing our darndest to keep that going. And subsequently, we've had Recreation and Sport sponsor that. We've had now Fantastic sponsor that. And once again, we can manipulate that sort of 45 seconds to a minute to suit the sponsor, which is brilliant. So, promotes the development pathways, and it promotes our special programs and events, and that gives us an opportunity to keep it interesting. Obviously, we had to, here we go, you can stand up, say a few words if you like. We had to do the groundwork with all the main press. So if you want to get into the majors, you've got to do the work. You can't expect them to do that. And I learnt that lesson in the first week of my employment. I went to a conference similar to this, and I listened to Ben Hook from the Sunday Mail stand up here and say, you've got to do the work, you've got to make the relationships, you've got to make the ground work for you. And then on the other side, in the audience, there was 15 people who asked him a question about why it's, or told him actually, why it was so hard to get any attention for this sport or that sport or this minority sport. And it gave me a really good insight into the fact that what we've had to do and what all business have to do, if you want some, I guess, backing by the press, you have to do the work, because they have, to be quite honest, that's what I was looking for, a phone, because I've got to volunteer now for later. That's great. Did you set that up? No. So you've got to do the work. They've had cuts in staffing over the years. My sister works for The Age, and we've seen that they've had to obviously change their structure as classifieds have shrunk and there's less revenue in that area. So you've got to work for them, not the other way around. But when it works for you, there's a good example of getting our first colour photo in the advertiser. We were really pleased and proud of that, and it was just by making a relationship, doing the work, helping people with a story, and working on the media. And anybody can do that, and they will support you. And we've found now, this year, after 3 years, we have such good and changing relationships with different media outlets that they will actually accept stories we write, almost, verbatim. So hopefully, that's going to continue. But you've got to keep working on those relationships. There's no doubt that once they change over staff, you've got to change over and get on to the new staff and work with them. So on a platter, follow it up, develop the strategic links. The local regional press is really great to us, and that's more from a community aspect, so we've worked with that. But all businesses can use the press. They've just got to back the community and then use that, I guess, that backing as a vehicle for getting in the local press and getting your name out there. So collaborative stories, good coverage, great numbers actually, and once again they'll do individual stuff on smaller level scale stuff. So if it's not big news, it doesn't matter. Here's a good example of how far we've come in 2 years, where this is our only WQS professional surfer, got a 2-page spread. This was great work by a guy that works for us now, Tim Doman, who just has built and built and built and put together a story to say this boy's just about to crack the WCT, which is the highest level surfing in Australia, in the world, sorry. And so he's on the crest of a wave. So that was a good story, and but wouldn't have happened if we just presented it to the Sunday Mail. Would not have happened. You have to work on it. Okay, we've done some creative and exciting launches, and at this point we're going well for time. Basically, an example of that has been in the mall, where we've basically had surf lessons in the mall. And Paul's been down there, haven't you, Paul? Yeah. I won't do it to you, Paul. We were going to have a little surf lesson, but everybody's really dressed so nicely. I don't think we could actually run that now. But I have got a little few people ask me questions. I've got a few little prizes that we were going to use for that, so you might have to ask me a question or two. The creative and exciting launches is what also gets good value for the sponsor and is surprisingly cheap in them all. So if you're a not-for-profit organisation, it is such good value. I can't believe more people don't do it, and a lot do. And I'm not sure about private organisations whether they can do that, but if they can, of people going past, a lot of people prepared to stop, a lot of people who are interested in just seeing what you've got for free, but they'll also, stop and have a chat. So that's been really good. And as you can see, we've had Mark Aston down there from Channel 10. Once we told them we were doing a launch in the mall, they thought they'd just stroll down, do a bit of a segment on sport, and so it adds value to your promotional stuff. Creative launches. We went down the beach. We invited Minister Kay Ellis, who's the Minister for Sport and Youth, to our launch of our fantastic Pro Junior this year. Now, probably in years gone by, you'd struggle to get a minister to junior sport, but as I guess the demographic of the ministers has gone down, they see the value in connecting with the youth. Surfing is a great connector, and I don't know what that says in that photo, but they're having a good time, aren't they? And it certainly makes for good press and good publicity, so both for them and us. And so that was a great launch. We did that down at the beach, and I've never seen a sport minister for anybody get their shoes off and sort of be pretty casual down the beach. So it was great. So